Starting in my early 20s, I had a lot of stuff happen with my family. Basically, my parents' marriage fell apart. We all split, me and my brothers, and it was shocking. That's kind of where I developed a major rejection issue. And the only way I could mask those feelings for me was with alcohol. I felt like it was normal to drink alcohol. Everyone else was doing it. And it seemed really fun at first. And then the older I got, the more I realized that this had become a problem. It's very addicting. I had completely lost my identity in alcohol. My husband was pretty much done with me at that point. He was ready to split up and be done. Because I drank so much, a lot of anger would pour out of me, all the anger that I had suppressed from different hurts and things that I had dealt with in my life. So I was really not pleasant to be around at all. And at the end of the year 2022, I knew that everything was falling apart. I knew that my marriage was falling apart. I knew that I was not the mother I wanted to be. I had no hope. I knew that I was full of anger. I was not a good person at all. When we were looking for a church, specifically, we had no idea where to go. We were unchurched. We were an unchurched family, had not been to church in like 10 years. We decided to come to Daystar. When I first came in, I was very nervous. I was very much a person that was full of a lot of shame and anxiety, and I felt like if I walked in that everyone would be looking at me because I felt like I didn't belong, but it was actually the opposite. As soon as I walked in, everyone was smiling at me, and from the moment worship started to the end of the message, I think I cried from start to finish because I could feel already just the presence of the Lord and a peace. I had not known peace for like many, many years. Pastor Jerry was actually talking about fasting. At the time, honestly, the most important thing to me was alcohol. So when we were leaving that service, I looked at my husband, but I told him, I said, I think I'm gonna fast alcohol. I guess he just knew it was time because he said, well, if you'll stop, I'll stop. And we stopped that day and we never drank again. And I just jumped in the Word. I didn't know where to start, but I knew that God would guide me because I felt so good knowing God can give me the strength to do this. So I know He can give me the strength to press forward. If I can go a week, I know I can stay sober. And I did. When I stopped drinking alcohol, I knew that I needed to fill myself with other things. I needed to find my identity again. So I had a young lady come up to me, and this was like maybe my 4th Sunday here at church. She came up to me and asked me to join a Freedom group. I was ready for that change. And by the end of the Freedom Conference, I got baptized. I was never the same. Looking back on my story, I know that those years where I was so lost, not knowing the Lord, that's true hell. All the things that I did in the past that I carried so much shame for, that I felt like I could never be redeemed or forgiven for, the Lord had already taken care of that. Jesus went to hell and back for me so that I could have this redemption story, so that you could have this redemption story. God literally has saved our lives. He delivered me from alcoholism. He delivered my husband from alcoholism. It was like God showed me, like, I'm making this new. Like, this, your marriage is not going to be restored, it's going to be renewed. And I just think, gosh, look at what the Lord has done in my life. He deserves the glory, He deserves the honor, He deserves to be worshiped. This is the very least I could do for Him.